Hi, welcome to the DataStax Distributed Data Show. I am here live with Valerie. We are here at Accelerate, DataStax's premier Apache Cassandra conference. And Valerie, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
From DataStax, this is the Distributed Data Show.
Sure. Hi, I'm Valerie, Parham-Thompson. I work for Pythian, which is a database consultancy based in Ottawa. Most of our people are remote, so I work from Durham, North Carolina.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm in Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Fellow North Carolinian.
Yeah,
Very nice. So how did you start working at Pythian?
So I was working for another company, and the person who owned that company came into Pythian, so brought me with her. So that was really great.
Yeah.
And when I first came, I started working with MySQL. I've been a MySQL DBA and developer for a very long time. And I also work with Mongo,
Awesome.
so a little bit of NoSQL as well. I joined the Cassandra team about 12 to 18 months ago.
Okay.
And it's been a great experience. It's a great product, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great to hear. So in terms of getting into Cassandra, was that a company-wide decision? Are you still using some other databases like you mentioned Mongo?
So Pythian is a service company that started as Oracle, but also does SQL Server, MySQL, Mongo, Cassandra, DevOps, Big Data, almost everything, right?
Yeah.
So as far as the company itself didn't transition to Cassandra, but there was a Cassandra team, so I transitioned to Cassandra.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Was your transition into Cassandra something that you wanted to do personally?
Yeah, I
Awesome.
did. I always think that the more technologies you can learn and really get into, I don't mean just go take a class, but the more that you can really do hands-on work with any technology, really, it makes you a better technologist overall, even in your core subject.
Yeah. The more tools you have in your toolbox,
Yeah,
right?
and the more different ways of seeing things. And since my focus is databases, I want to see different ways of doing data storage.
That's awesome. Very cool. So over at Pythian, what are you currently working on?
So something I wrapped up pretty recently was I updated the SSTable documentation for the Cassandra project.
Awesome.
So, when I was on the MySQL teams as a lead, if somebody came in and they didn't understand a piece of something, the first thing I said, well, you get to be the documenter, right? Like that will actually teach you how to do it. And so when I was looking at the SSTable tools, I didn't quite understand what all of them did. And the great thing, there's two things about documentation in Cassandra is that there's so much of it.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of it's outdated. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just that Cassandra has grown very quickly. And there's just a lot of documentation out there. And some of it just applies to 1.2. Right?
Yeah.
So, and I think the features have grown so much that people haven't had a chance to update documentation, right? It gets deprioritized, I get that.
Right.
So anyway, so I jumped into it and I just, set up a bunch of Docker machines and tried everything out, tried every single feature, figured out which ones were working, weren't working. And I worked on that. And I learned a lot about SSTable and I think it also, or the SSTable tools, and I think it also really was a good contribution.
Yeah, I think especially as a DBA and with development on my end, I know that having to actually work with the project and actually get your hands dirty and try to code something is how you learn the best. So that's really great.
Yeah.
And I know you had mentioned JMX tables earlier on. What's that about?
Yeah, so JMX Tunables are something you can use to either get information about Cassandra, about any Java program, but about Cassandra and also change Cassandra configuration. So it's read and write, but again, it's not, I found it was not super well organized or documented. So I thought, that's another chance to really dig in and understand something at a really high level. And it's also a really good chance to do automation, right? So our company's like all about automation.
Yeah.
And I thought if you could figure out a way to read each of those variables, and then decide on a preset reason to tune up or down, right? Some of that could be automated, some of it might not, might not be automated.
Yeah.
But then you could at least be able to have a report and see which things could be tuned. very easily. So that's I'm in the middle of that now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but I've got a fair amount of that done.
Yeah. So getting back to the SSTable docs, what were some problems that you ran across?
So I guess the process was everyone made it really easy. So I wouldn't really describe it as a problem, but it was different than what I was used to.
Yeah.
So I'm used to using GitHub and pulling things down, making changes and committing back, and it's slightly different with the Cassandra project, especially the docs. Because they're all RST files, so it's a generated type of documentation, which I understand. And some of the Cassandra tools are actually generated from the help files from within the tools themselves.
Oh, wow.
Like if you're on the command line, you do /-h, right? So they come from there. So first of all, I went to the Jira project, and I saw that someone had asked for the documentation to be updated, and I thought, well, that's a great way to contribute. So I dug in, and I was going to have them, I had created a generation file or program to do that, but then in discussion in the Jira ticket, we decided that it would probably be better to add some examples, and those probably wouldn't fit in the help file.
Yeah.
So I created individual RST files. Once I did that, though, I was able to just give my link to my repo, and then a committer, Jeff Jersa, was able to commit it for me. So,
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
That's
that
great.
part was easy.
Yeah,
Everyone was very helpful.
I think having, code snippets as well, explaining what the writing is saying, for a visual person like myself, that is so crucial. So that's great that that's something that you're implementing.
Yeah.
So with JMX Tunables, did you have any problems there or any sort of caveats?
Not really any problems, but there's 10 ways to do everything in Cassandra, right? You can use the SSTable tools, you can use Node tool, you can use JMX, you can sometimes go in the database and look for the status. So there's just a lot of ways to do it. So for each of those tunables in my giant spreadsheet, I have the best way to get it, the fastest way. So that was a really learning experience as well.
Wow, that's awesome. So in terms of documentation as a whole, how much of your work time would you say is consumed writing docs?
Well, my manager has been really accepting of me doing this. We all have a little time to either work contributing code to different projects or building new automation tools. I am one of the few people who really likes to do documentation, so I get to do that. What percentage of my job right now? I don't know, maybe 5%.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Okay.
But it waves in and out. Sometimes I have more time than others.
I was going to say, I need to introduce you to our docs team because I'm sure that they would love to talk to you.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
something they're very passionate about as well.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So also, in terms of any lessons learned throughout these two projects of yours, what are some key takeaways that the audience might want to know?
I think definitely contributing Cassandra is it's a welcoming thing. You can certainly get into open source projects where they might say they want you to help, but it's hard or they're not super welcoming. I think the entire Cassandra group is very welcoming. There's lots of conversation that's helpful in the mailing list, and there's just lots of ways to get involved. So I would say if you want to contribute to open source, this is a really good project to get into. And there's lots of opportunity for documentation. Now, this summer, they're doing Google Season of Docs.
Oh, yeah.
And that is it's supposed to really, change the whole documentation for Cassandra. So I'm excited to see what comes out of that.
Yeah.
But there's opportunity to work with that as well.
Wow.
I see.
Yeah, it seems like we'll have to bring you on for another DDS show once that comes out,
cool.
so we can talk more about it.
Yeah.
So in terms of what you're working on next, I know we had touched base a little bit about Facebook. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my team manager, Pedro Vidigal, and I are presenting on capacity planning for Cassandra using Facebook Profit. So Facebook Profit is a forecasting tool, and you can use it very easily in like a Jupyter notebook or any kind of Python project, and get some really good visualization, forecasting things for example, server resources, which is really important to Cassandra.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're talking tomorrow at, I believe it's 10:45.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So are you actually going to be speaking?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
that's great. Awesome. Awesome. Well, we'll be sure to look out for your talk tomorrow. And Valerie, thank you so much for your time. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.